Alright, let's talk about guild fests, and in this video we're gonna talk about situational quests. So those quests can be good and they can be bad. It really depends on where you're at with your account, if you're a lower level account, higher level, and so we're gonna look at a couple situation with those quests, and I'll show some examples with two of my accounts just to show the difference. Oh, and I see that WoW is starting in 10 minutes, which is like 3 hours before KVK, so obviously we're not gonna do this one. Okay, so let me pull up a bunch of quests that I think are good depending on the situation. So there's a couple ones at the Advanced Gauntlet. So Merge Pack, the 100 for 151 points. There's Merge Skill Stones, 3 of them for 152 in 24 hours. And then Use Familiar Skills, 3 of them for 160 points, also in 24 hours. We're gonna talk about Crafting Gear, which is, the T5 that's only available once you unlock the Foundry at Expert Gauntlet. Very, very situational. And it's all free to play. I'm talking about from a free to play point of view, right? And then at the Master Gauntlet, there's Research Tech 26 for 171 in 4 days. And then the Castle Stars, either 1, 2, or 3 for 155, 174, and 211. So we're gonna go through all of them, and but we're gonna start with the Advanced Gauntlet, so everything that has to do with familiar. So first of all, Merch Pack 100 for 151. So let's go back to my account. Okay, so first of all, obviously it has to do with merging the packs. So there are really not many situations where you would want to do that. First of all, the best way to do this quest is to merge pack 1. So for instance, right now I have my setup is see, I have some great familiar gear, but I only have 3 springs, sorry, and 2 Mystic Spire, yep. And I have 3 gems at the moment. This me up. Let's open this. 3 gem at the moment, so my setup is not that great for merging. So I would not recommend doing that quest with this setup because you would be using more speed up than you need to. So if you do pack 1, let's say I'm doing in about 10 hours, 9 hours, I'm doing 23. So let's say that I do 25 in 10 hours. That quest requires 102 days. So basically, I'd be good. So 2 days is 48 hours. I would be okay to do that quest. I would have plenty of time without using speed up. At my current merging speed. So it would take me about 40 hours as long as there's no idle time. But I would not have to use any speed up for that. So that is not so bad. The thing is, at some point, you'll be done with pack 1. Just like I am right now. All my familiars are, all the pack 1s, 2, and 3 are level 60. So there's no reason for me to merge those anymore. So if I do pack 1s, it's just for the quest. There's no other incentive for that. Now, another situation where you're at my level, if you can do a combination of an L event, let's say Chaos Dragon. Well, it's not Chaos Dragon, but I know that Chaos Dragon you need 104 pack 4 to complete the event. So that would be a good way to do that event. At my current merging speed, 104 would take me so 21 hours and a half. So that would take me 210. Basically, 215 hours to do 100, and then another 8.5 hours. So about 224 hours which is about 9.5 days. This is my merging speed's not that great at the moment. I wouldn't do it, but it's another way you could do it. The best time to do those quests is when you're not done with pack 1. Pack 2, it's starting to cost a little bit more. Obviously, pack 2, if I do 3 of those, that's more than 48 hours, and I would not be done. So I would definitely need to use speed up for that. My suggestion is either combine that with a Chaos Dragon. If you want to do a Watcher, you're gonna take about, I think it's like 70 pack 4, so not that great either. My suggestion for the 100 pack for 151 points is to do pack 1, 1A and 1B when you're not done with pack 1. So for instance, let me jump on my smaller account, Langer 5, and let me put my gear, my familiar gear, which is kind of good though. This account's about a year and a half old, but I'm currently working on finishing the pack 3, where I'm not completely done with Griffin. I'm close, but I'm not done. So, but if I look at my pack 1, Territe's not done. So that will be a very good quest for this account. And do I have a good setup on this one? It's not a great setup. I have 3 springs, 3 spire, and 2 gem. It's only 3 spring, and they're not 25. It's not that great, but I mean, I would be able to do 26 in 13 hours. So it would take me, let's say 25 and 12. So I would need to use some speed up, slightly, about 2-3 hours worth of speed up to complete that quest. But as you can see, I only have 200% merging speed. So obviously, if you're lower than that, you will need to use some speed up. I think it's a good quest when you're not done with pack 1. Otherwise, it's not that great. All right, let's go and look at the other one. Merge Skill Stone, and it's gonna link up with the familiar skill. So merge Skill Stone, you gotta do 3 in 1 day. So let's look at my 2 WoW Langer. Skill Stones. Yeah, let's look at this. So let's look at. I can do a bunch, but usually, let's be honest, most people will have Griffin and Pyrus first before pack 4. So, and there's a huge difference. So, for instance, I could do 1 in 8 hours. So obviously, I could do this without using speed up at my current skill stone merging speed of 37%, which is good. Now, the one thing that when I say it's situational, you need to have the cores. It's not a good idea for a free-to-play player to buy with gems. What are they called? Ancient cores. Not a good idea. So you just got to make sure. So for instance, on this one, I need 15 to do the quests because I need 5 3 times. So that would be a good quest for, I believe, is it 152? Yeah, 152 points. So that would be a good quest. The thing is, like I said, you need to make sure you have the cores. How do you get the cores? Mostly, I would say that you get them from just playing casually a Tycoon. There are Ancient Cores, and I believe there's the other one. Yeah, Ancient Cores, and do I see the other one? I don't see it. So that's a good way to get them. So just casually get them. Obviously, before you take the quest, make sure you have enough Ancient Cores. That'd be a shame to have to either spend tokens or just straight up buy them in the with the gem shop. Now, if I go and look at Griffin, okay, so Griffin, you don't need any ancient cores for that, but you need resources and anima. Now, just remember, that's 2 million, roughly 2 million. That's roughly 8 million resources, and then 500,000 in gold. It's kind of expensive. It's considered a smaller skill stone, so it's the same speed as Pyrus, and then anima obviously is needed. Now I gotta remember that it's basically 10 million resources that you're paying just to build that skill stone. it's kind of expensive for the purpose that it serves. So make sure that either you're overflowing with resource, you really don't care, and you really want to complete that quest. It's a good way to go. But obviously, now the other thing, situational. It takes a long time to get these to Elder. And if you unlock Pyrus before you go to Factory, that's not a good idea. My suggestion has always been to unlock your Pack 3, at least all of them except Griffin to Elder before doing Pack 2. But at the end of it, it's your choice. Don't spend too much time on Pack 2 just for Pyrus. It is not that great. But yeah, so these are easy to do. At this speed, I can do like 3 in 24 hours without using speed up. Now, obviously, if I miss the time where the skill stone gets finished, I will obviously have to use some speed up. Now, if you move on to Pack 4, what you'll notice is, okay, some of them they need ancient core, but some of them, like you will need chaos core, and the time is different. So for instance, Grim Reaper in this scenario with 24, and that's the big one. I would have just barely enough chaos core to do that quest, but look at the time just to make one, 2.5 days. So obviously in 24 hours I would need to use a bunch of speed up. I don't suggest doing that. Now if you look at this one, Titan, it's only 6 chaos core but 15 hours, so I would still need to use some speed up to do those. I don't have any other unlocked, so that's why I would suggest doing some smaller ones, so the ones that require chaos ancient cores, to do that quest. Now, the second portion that goes with it is familiar attack skills. So 3 of them, and once again 24 hours for 160 points. It's a good one. Now you got to make sure you have the skill stone. So for instance, I don't have the skill stones, and if you look at what I can do at the moment, first of all you need to make sure you have them unlocked. So let's look at what I could do on a alt guild. So I currently have 3 of them unlocked. I have the Blazing Trail, which is the Pyrus. I have Contaminate, which is the Mega Maggot, which as you can see, I don't have any of them available right now. So, and Kiss of Death, which is the Eldrider. Yeah, the Eldrider. I don't have it, and obviously I don't suggest using that unless it's level 10. And it's really, if you really want to piss someone off, that's a good skill, but otherwise it's very expensive for what it offers. So obviously I wouldn't pick that quest because I don't have the skill stones ready for that. So that's the first thing you need to make sure you can do that. Now the other thing you got to make sure, and there's a cooldown. So at level 10 the cooldown's 30 minutes. So if you have the skill stone, obviously there's no issue with the cooldown of 30 minutes. You have 24 hours and you have a 30-minute cooldown per hits. So that wouldn't be a problem. Now the thing is, let's look at the levels. So basically, if we look at Pyrus, if you've unlocked it at level 3, you don't have time to do that in 24 hours. You will not have time. Will you have time? Yeah, sorry. You will have time because you can do 1, and then there's 9.5 hours cooldown and another 9 hours. So basically, you would have time. You'd have 19 hours to do all 3. But you wouldn't be able to do it at level 1 because you hit 1, then there's 12-hour cooldown. You hit the second time, and then another 12-hour cooldown. Your quest is over, so you wouldn't have time to do the last one. But it's very time sensitive. I suggest if you want to do those quests, make sure you have your Pyrus or all other ones. I believe they all share the same kind of cooldown. But make sure that the cooldown is lower and is manageable for you and the playtime that you have to do that quest. quest. And obviously, the higher it is, the best effect it has. So I really suggest that you do the merge skill stone quest first, and then once you've stocked up on a bunch of them and you have higher level, then you can start doing the familiar attack skill. All right, let's move on to a very controversial quest, and they're the craft gear. And obviously, when I say situational, there's a couple things you need. First of all, I will not show my smaller accounts because I don't have the foundry. So my suggestion, make sure that first you have the lunar foundry all the way to 25, because as you can see, the crafting speed increases with every level, and there's a very big difference between let's say that 1% and that 60%. Now, the other thing I suggest is you want to make sure that your gear research are kind of high. So in that case, I have an extra 11% with this first research, and it maxes out at 20%. Another good thing is if you ever go all the way down, there's an additional one here that gives another 20%. So this helps. Now, the other thing that helps is your set. If you have unlocked some of the T5, the crafting gear, it also helps. So, for instance, right now, if I were to, I have 83%. So that's 11% from the research, 60% from the foundry, and then I get an extra, an extra 12%, I guess, from my equipment. If I look, do I see that here? I probably don't see that with my equipment. Yeah, it's just, maybe with the set. Yeah, if I look at my set right here, I should see, yeah, an additional 12.3% with the set that I currently have, which is all gray, but yeah. So now that's just the first part of the setup, because the next part of the setup is the speed up, because there's two ways to speed up your luminous gear, and it's to use the speed up crafting, or it's with gems. So obviously, when I say it's situational, you need the first setup of adding the foundry all the way up, adding some equipment and adding some researchers, but you also need crafting speed up. You never want to have to use gems for that. So it's very rare. Now let's go back and look at the quests. You can do 86,000 for 204. That's a good amount of points. And we'll not look at the time. I really don't care about the time, because you want to speed it up and do it in one go. There's no reason to wait. And then there's double that, so 192,000 for 255. So both are good, but they're only good if you have the speed up. If you don't have the speed up, don't ever pick up those quests. In my guild, these quests are being reset as soon as they appear. Unless someone mentioned that they want to do one, which is extremely rare. So let's look at my situation right now with 83%. Let's look at how many I can do in 24 hours. I can do about 1,300. About 1,300. 1,320. And now that WoW is messing me up. So how many speed up would I need to do both quests? So let's start with the 92,000. I would need 69. Well, 70 days worth of speed up. So do I have this at the moment? So that's the thing you need to make sure. Let me look at my speed up. So you get about you need 8 per days for this. So basically I have 2 days here, and I have so if I divide this by 8, I got about less than 30. I got about 25 days. So about, yeah, I got about 30 days with all of this. So obviously I would not be able to do the quest. And basically we know that this is double, so I would need 170 days to do this one. 140 days to do this one and 70 days to do this one. I currently don't have the speed up, so I would not do those quests. But so the way you can get some crafting speed up is with the cargo ship. Right now I'm not lucky, I didn't get any. But you get that, you can get that from time to time. So I would not do those quests until I get the speed up to do at least one of the two, and maybe I'll wait to get the 192,000. And obviously, as you can see, I've only done 337,000 gear in about a year. So obviously 192 is a lot. So you don't want to, you want to make sure you have enough speed up for that before you do that quest. Now in the meantime, so right now, like I said, I have about 30 some days worth of speed up. The thing is, in the time that I'm gonna get some more speed up in my bags for this, well, one thing that might happen is that I might get lucky and get some more, upgrade my my set. So my set will increase to 13, 14, 15. So obviously that's gonna mean less speed up required. And the other thing also is, once I'm done with Sigil, I'm mostly probably gonna go back to the gear, the research tree. And once I'm done with those two research, I'm gonna go back to here and increase that by 9%. So as you can see, I have the tomes to do it, but it's gonna take some time, because like I said, I'm doing Sigil and I'm still not done with that left portion of the tree, and I don't have the tomes to finish it right now. And then afterwards I still need to do 2 more range research, which cost a bunch of tomes, and I don't even have the tomes. Do I have the tomes? 189. And then this one is 264. I don't even have the tomes to do those two right now. So yeah, but that's one thing that would change the mat for these quests. So they're good if you have the speed up, and they're extremely bad if you don't have the speed up. So once again, very situational. Now at Master Gauntlet, there's 2 types. There's Research Deck and Unlock Castle Salt. Now Research Deck, you need to do 26 in 4 days for 171. That's a good amount of point, but this can be problematic. Now it really depends on where you are on your account. Now some of those quests that are really, some of those research that are really good for this, the smaller ones in military command, they are very, very fast to do, at least until I guess these. But all of these, especially the storage one, accessify very, very quick research. Now some of the other ones are upgrade defense. These are really, really easy and quick. And I'll show you my other account where this situation is something that I would pick those quests. Right now, as you can see, I'm working on military command, and like at this point, well, let me put some research gear on, and I have some good research gear on. And I'm doing one of them at the moment. Like, well, I don't want to speed this one up, but like even at level 7, like it's 1 day. This one level 5, it's half a day before the elf. So if you've just started this 3, it's really good for the research deck 26. And look at this one. These, like really 1 hour for this, I could do 26 of them really quickly. All the 1s and 2s would go really fast. So whenever I get that quest to appear, I would do that, unless I'm on a really long research. But these two are good for that. These I'm not sure now. This is not a good tree for that, but military command and upgrade defense, very good. And the upgrade military, the first few ones, the first subsidies T1, T2 are also really good. As you can see, this one level 6, 16 hours. So obviously anything below level 5, they're really fast. Like even level 7 to 8, it's 10 hours. So these are really good, and as you get lower, it's starting to get it's once you get to the T3 subsidy, then that's not as good. But yeah, I would say that this portion is good. All the top portion of military command is good, and upgrade defense is good. Army leadership, forget about that, and then all the other ones also, I would say forget about that. They are not that good. Maybe the starting portion of familiars can be good. As you can see, level 9, it's only like I mean, yeah, it's 3 days, not a lot of might, but I would say the top portion, if you're in Master Gauntlet and you have this very low, you could do it, but it's probably unlikely. So this is my suggestion. Now the last thing I want to talk about is unlock castle stars. So you're free to play. You don't have the luxury of gambling. So I'll say it right away: don't ever gamble with castle stars. They are so hard to come by. I would not suggest ever doing that. Now there's basically the standard castle skin. As you can see, I maxed it out on this account, and now I have unlocked the limited time Macabre Mansion. Macabre? I don't know how to say that word. Sorry, but so those free to play for the events castle stars, there are very hard. I would never suggest to gamble on that. So if you're basically at the level 1, I believe was like 40 or 45 stars. The standard castle is very easy to I would suggest using those stars on the standard castle, but I mean, they're just for travel speed and resource production. They're not that great. Travel speed is nice, but this is not that great. If you have an event castle, I would suggest doing that. But then you got to make sure you got the stars, and as you can see, like it's gonna take me a long time to get at least the 95% success rate if I want to gamble on that last 5. But at the end of the day, it's up to you guys. For Guildfest, I suggest that you always do 100% success rate. So maybe that classic castle may be the best one to use those stars, but yeah, if you're free to play, even the limited event ones are hard to get from level 1 star to level 2, level 3. So they're good if you have the stars. If you don't have the stars, just don't take those quests. Obviously, just the 1 star 155, it's a good quest. It's a good average quest. So that's about it for do I have an example on this? Oh yeah, I see there's a lot of action, and it's if you look at the classic castle on my smaller account, if I were like from 2 to 3, it's 25. So it's more manageable, but then again, these stats are not that good. So that's about it for this video. If you have any comments, there's obviously a couple quests that I haven't talked about, but I believe that's gonna be my last video on the series. Maybe I'll do one more when Guildfest starts. I've done all those videos in the last week leading up to the new the upcoming obviously KBK is upcoming, and then Guildfest starts in about 20 something 30 something hours. So yeah, so that's about it. Let me close that video on my main free-to-play account. So let's put it there to see my very awesome crafting gear. So once again, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below, and if there are more questions, I might do a follow-up video on that. All right, see you later.